Okay. Um, I'm playing Dagon or Dagon, however you say it. I don't know. I guess it's some type of water-related horror game. I am so excited for this one. Let's just fucking start. Dagon is a faithful interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work, focused on story and atmosphere. His name isn't actually H.P. Lovecraft, is it? Like there's no fucking way. There's no way his name is actually H.P. Lovecraft. You know what? I'm gonna look at this. We're searching this up. Name Howard Phillips Lovecraft. I knew it. There's no way it was actually HP. There's no way. I'm stalling. Let's get into the game. Oh my god. I want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
What? I can't move. During the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey. Others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the elder sign. The little tree branch. That one? Yeah. I'm not reading that shit. I'm not reading that shit. I'm not reading that shit. Wait, you really can't move. Like, it doesn't let you move. I just gotta stand here?
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
He's gonna jump from the window?
Think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Holy shit. Okay, so he's on morphine.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess.
Right.
Never fully realize why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Okay. Who the fuck are we playing? Why is he so sad? Who is this nigga? Oh, I guess sign it down. Oh, I should have focused to see if something was. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Actually, we're on the ground. We're safe.
Specific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Okay. This is like a playable book. This is actually pretty cool. Oh, there's something. We're not reading this shit. We're not reading this. Y'all can read this. I'm not reading this.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
Right.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Right. Naval fucking prisoners. Oh. Okay. What's that? Bro. I mean, I'll get them all for the sake of reading, but, well, for the sake of y'all reading, I'm not reading that shit. I ain't gonna lie. That shit there, bro.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
I'm not getting on that little ass boat. I'm not getting on that little ass boat. No, fuck you. No. If I don't gotta, oh my fucking god.
Free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's around us?
A competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
Okay.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Okay. None of those secret things? Oh shit, bro. The fucking top of the bag scared me, bro. I can't do this ocean shit.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Bro, get me the fuck out of here. Oh, there it is. Interesting. Get me the fuck out of here, bro.
But neither ship nor land
Oh!
appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness.
Ugh, bro, I can hear the water. I don't want to hear the water, bro.
The change happened whilst I slept.
What happened?
Its details I shall never know,
I don't want.
for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
What the fuck is that? 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 Bro. Okay. We're chilling. We're on like land. Just some type of land. We're chilling. Ugh. How the fuck is it moving like that? Ew. Okay.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
Ew.
The boat lay grounded some distance away.
At least we're out of the water.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Shit, you and me both, brother.
For there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish,
Oh.
other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness
Ew.
in absolute silence and barren immensity.
Get him the fuck away from me.
Nothing within,
Bro.
and nothing in sight save a vast black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Was none of those little. Ew, bro. Ugh. Yeah.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
What the fuck is that?
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths. So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
What the fuck? So I don't see any of them little tree branch thingies. I don't. Oh, there it is. It's big as shit. Creation of volcanic eruptions sometimes result in the creation of islands. Most of them are trans. I'm not reading that shit.
Man, you stupid bitch!
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
The sun is really moving. Wow.
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
The fuck was that? I just saw a shadow or some shit behind me.
Night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself
You're still here, bro.
food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
Yeah, nothing this time. Got it.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
Ew.
The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Shit is so disgusting, bro.
All day I
What the fuck is that?
guided by a a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
Any of those things, any of those symbols, I guarantee I'm gonna probably like look back on the footage and there's gonna be hell of them that I missed and just didn't see because I'm stupid. I'm an actual fucking idiot. Yeah, wow, the sounds, bro. What creature is this? What creature could this be? Okay, that was kind of funny. What the fuck? What could have thrown shit this big out of the ocean?
Though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
Wait, what? The following day, it still travels toward the hammock, though the object seems scarcely. Oh. Who talks like that? Shut up.
By the fourth evening,
Knuckle
I
crack.
attained the base of the mound.
What's that?
Which turned out
It glows when you're not looking directly at it. What the fuck is that?
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I know not why my dreams were so wild that night.
I skipped the fucking dialogue.
But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again, and in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching sun,
What is that?
the journey would have cost
Whoa,
me
oh
less
my
energy.
god. Oh my god. I thought something was gonna be behind us. Don't turn like that ever again in your life.
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
Oh, the pack. Right. Give me that.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me. But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine.
So we're just in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
I'm not gonna lie. Put me in this situation. I'm jumping.
Wow.
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
The fuck is that? There should be nothing lighting up.
As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined. Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent,
The fuck is that?
whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
Only a few hundred. Only a few hundred feet, you know. A few fucking hundred. Yeah, shut up. Guess we're dropping.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps where no light had yet penetrated.
Okay. This guy's fucking insane. I'm not gonna lie. I would have went nowhere. I just laid there and died.
Captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope. which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
A fucking rock.
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
But we don't. Okay. Any of those things. New.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
That's exactly what it is. A fucking rock.
But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
Bro, stop, bro.
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
We mean closer. We're not getting closer. We're not getting closer. Now get this guy the fuck out of here, bro. All right, we're getting closer. My God.
And its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young.
The bottom of the what?
I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith.
It was a what? The fuck is a monolith?
Stupid bitch!
Yeah, we're about to figure out what a monolith is. A monolith is a broad term that can refer to several things. Well, guess we'll never know. So we're going towards the rock.
Had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
I think you should have been did that. Well, I'd probably be pretty calm. What the fuck? Oh.
Now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm.
What the fuck is that?
And revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions, and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope.
There's not that much water for it to be making that much noise. This shit is...
Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
So that pushes the story forward. There's no more of those secret things. So lock in.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me, and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books, consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like.
And a bunch of shit I don't want to see.
Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world, but whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Yeah.
Plainly visible across the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a Doré.
What does any of that mean?
I think that these things were supposed to depict men.
Men.
At least a certain sort of men. Though the creatures were shown disporting with fishes in the waters of some marine grotto, or paying homage at some monolithic shrine which appeared to be under the waves as well. Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint. Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
Ew. We better not run into one of them.
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips, glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall. Curiously enough, they seemed to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background. For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
Oh, fuck no.
I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe.
Yeah, let's think that.
Whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born. Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I
saw what? You saw what? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
With only a slight churning to mark its
Stop.
rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark.
No. Don't do that. Please. I don't want to look. I'm not hitting the button. I'm not hitting the button. I don't care. I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm not hitting the button. Nope. We're done. We're done. Video's over. Oh my God. Please. Please, bro. Ah! Bro. What the fuck?
It darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith.
Oh my fucking God, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why did he jump out of the water like that? Why did he do that shit? Bro, look at this nigga, bro. Look at how he built. Bro, no, bro. Fuck that. I'm done.
About which it flung its gigantic scaly arms.
Oh, no, bro.
It gave vent to certain measured sounds.
Bro, play dead, bro. Play dead. Or actually die. I don't give a fuck. Just get us out of here.
I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the sloping cliff and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Bro, no, we gotta get out of here as fast as possible. Fuck secrets. I'm not getting no secrets.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
You sang?
What?
Fuck this nigga think this is? What do you think this is, Hamilton? Get the fuck out of there. Oh, well, I sang.
I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
Bro, get us gone. Get on that boat and go. Get out of there.
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital.
Oh, this nigga's crazy. This nigga's insane. None of that happened.
Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean.
Oh,
In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention.
okay, so they're paying you no fucking mind. Got it. They got a cross on the cross. Yes, sir. We need those. This beat up ass hospital. What the fuck? Fuck are we at?
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing. Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
And they want me to play this in VR. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I'm playing shit in VR. I'm not reading this shit. Find half of the trivia piece. Yeah, fuck this game. Not doing that here. Another one? Yo, just imagine all the ones we missed. Not doing this shit. You open the door with the fucking force?
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
Dagon. Call this man Dagon. I don't give a fuck. What do you call? Fuck him. I don't want to see him. So all right. Dagon. Right there you go. Dagon. Get the fuck out of my face. Could just. It's so difficult, bro. You can just fucking spell it as it's pronounced. Fuck this nigga, bro. Got me playing this shit. You know what? Just for that, no videos for a year. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I just want you to know, person that recommended me this, you're banned. You're banned, Nina. You're fucking banned. How can we just play some normal horror shit? Ooh, the boogeyman's gonna tickle your toes. You play that shit. Oh, we gotta fight sea creatures and shit. Dumbass shit. Hate it.
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing.
Bro, don't put it back on my fucking screen. Don't do that. Do not do that shit to me.
I tried morphine,
Right?
but the drug has given only transient surcease and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave. So now I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Okay. No more symbols. Guess we're done here.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm. A mere freak of fever.
Get me the fuck out of here, bro.
Open boat after my escape from the German man of war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me
Bro,
a hideously vivid vision.
please don't make it pop up again. I'm not hitting this fucking button. I'm not gonna lie. That shit is dead.
I cannot think of the deep sea
Stop.
shuddering at the
Stop.
things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols.
Why is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro, get me out of here. Bro, get me the fuck off the screen, bro.
Day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons.
If something jumps at me,
War-exhausted man.
I'm retiring. I'm retiring if something dives at this fucking screen.
Dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. At least they're away from me, right? They're not coming towards me. They're going towards... I just keep showing I'm stupid every fucking second, huh? I was in New York. Damn. Well, everybody in New York, you're fucked.
The end is near.
Bro, jump. Jump. Jump all out of the fucking window.
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against.
Bro, jump. No, we're not going to the door. You said, bro. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can't say that. We're on YouTube. I can't say that.
It shall not find me.
Yeah, it shall not. It shan't find us. Get the fuck out of there. I can't move. I can't control my...
God, that hand.
Bro,
The window. The window.
the window. Nigga, the window. I did what I had to do. Hey, but you know what? That was Dagon. I actually really liked that shit. As scary as it was, as much as my thalassophobia does not allow me to be rational in open bodies of water, I actually liked it. It was a good little story.
And scary stories
The
have been
fuck is
told by
happening?
men for centuries. They have many faces and forms,
Right?
but what is their purpose?
To scare people.
Why do we enjoy being afraid so much?
I don't know. Who the fuck is we?
During our therapy, I'll try to
Harry! Yeah, get him the fuck out of here. Dr. Emerson? Man. Get Emerson out of here. We're not going to Dr. Emerson. Hungry for more? No. No, we're not. What was I missing? Wow. I missed 1, 2, 3, 4 of them motherfuckers. I almost had it. I almost 100% it. But you know what? That was Dagon. I appreciate everybody for watching. Subscribe if you're new, or don't if you don't want to. I don't really give a damn, but I am out of here.